Hi, Mac. Okay, so we're going to do this free website analysis for you in order to gain clarity on the opportunities your website still has before we start diving in and making changes. So right away, right off the bat, you'll know what direction we want to go with your site and what's missing. All right. So here we are on your website homepage, Big Lake Movers. So I think as of right now, some of the work that I did was, as you can see when I hover over this image, it says Big Lake Movers. Before the truck was called like truck or something. And so helping those image alt tags helps your website's SEO. That was something that we did with the part of one of the SEO analysis that we conducted. And we added the Grand Rapids moving company because again we had the SEO analysis. That was a moving company was a big keyword phrase for you, as well as Grand Rapids moving company or Grand Rapids moving. So we're hitting some really good SEO phrases on that. So no job is too big, no job is too small, no distance too short or long. These are a little bit confusing to me. I think that we could have more flesh here. So no job is too small. So could you move my office, or you could help me move, I don't know. I want some examples here. Same with no job is too big, because to my understanding, you're specific to homeowners or people who are moving households. So maybe they don't own a property, but they're moving households, they're moving apartments. You're not talking about corporate. And so I want to make sure that that's clear underneath here. There could be some further information about, moving your home, and it doesn't need to be stressful, that you're there to help. It doesn't matter how big it is. Don't worry about it. We're here for you. That sort of thing. I think that you and I have discussed how more text is better for Google and for SEO. So adding some information to these is really good, especially with no distance is too long, because you're focused in the West Michigan area. And so I'm assuming maybe Kalamazoo fits that, but probably not Chicago. But I don't know. And I need you to flesh that out a little bit more, or I would like to flesh that out a little bit more for you. I think a little bit more detail there could not only help your SEO, but also help your customers understand exactly who you are and exactly when to call you. Tips for a successful move is not a bad idea, but I'm wondering if maybe it should go on the About page, or perhaps maybe a button here, a call to action that says, like read more in our blog or read more on our About page, giving me, the potentially new customer, the feeling that, okay, this is just kind of like a quick snapshot. There's definitely more on this site. They definitely know more than just these bullets. This one's kind of cute. Be nice to your movers. And so like the kind of smiles, gives me a smile, gives me a little giggle. That's good stuff. And all of this is good SEO. Having more stuff like this could easily be fleshed into a blog as well, or maybe even several blogs. But I think just having it on the homepage it's kind of like plopped on here. So if there was a button that said, find more tips on our About page, or find more tips on the blog, which would be even better, that tells me that you have more of an authority on the subject, and you have more to say about it. Gives me kind of the feeling that you've been doing it for years, that you really know your stuff, whether or not that the years thing is true. And it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters if you've been in business for years or months, as long as you know your stuff. And so that's the main point. Okay, so your footer, we've got the quotes here in pretty much every page. Something that bothers me that they're all marked 2014. Oh, this one's 2013. So I'm starting to get the feeling like you're not in business anymore. So we want to either update these or just totally hide the date underneath. Because to me, that means that you guys aren't either keeping your website up to date, you're not getting new customer recommendations, so maybe you're not doing very good work anymore, or you just don't care. I don't know. So I want to, I think that testimonials and quotes like this are fantastic and definitely should be on every single page, especially because you're so customer focused. But this needs to be updated regularly if we're going to keep the dates, which if there are dates being recorded, Google knows that too. So I think we need to keep it updated on a semi-regular basis, maybe on a quarterly basis, and definitely be cognizant of the dates here. Okay, some other things that we did. I think that this could be cleaned up a little bit. It's pretty text heavy. I think that we could have like a quick call button or something. I think we could do better with this footer. I think there's just so much opportunity here that we're not using. So I think let's explore that. And then finally here, your what we call the socket. This is all things that we did per our last SEO analysis. We got the social media in there. We got the mini menu and the phone number again. I added what's called schema tags in this as well, which means that Google can read even better, like that this is your address and this is your phone number, that Google doesn't have to figure that out. It knows in an instant, which is really important. So I think this is great. I might want to clean it up a little bit just because it is a little bit thick, but I think if we clean up the footer, then this will start to feel better too, because there's a lot at the bottom of your website. Okay, so then the About page. We've done a little work on this already per our SEO analysis that we conducted over the last 6 months. But I think we could do probably even better. So I think that this could probably be fleshed out a little bit more. Just have it be a little bit more to chew on. I think having the call to action down here is fantastic now. It drives me forward on your site. I feel like there's something to do here, moving prices instead of just going up there to your header again. Local, statewide, nationwide. So this is where I start getting confused again because I thought that you were only local. I thought you were only West Michigan. I didn't know that you were nationwide. So you're local West Michigan with a local touch, but then you're saying nationwide. So like let's explore how to explain that, because I'm guessing you're nationwide, but you're nationwide because you're willing to move people in West Michigan to Chicago or to Cleveland. So maybe tri-state area or something. I want to know more about this so that we can explain it better and so that your potential customers understand exactly what's going on. I'd also capitalize the W and the A, which you can do yourself if you'd like to, just to kind of make it look a little bit more polished. And then back down here is the quotes footer socket, which again are really good to have on every single page, but I think we need to just kind of tidy them up, update them, things like that. Okay, so moving prices. We've done some work on this page as well. We corrected the title, so residential moving prices and plans. We made the pricing a little bit more clear, and we edited some of the text in here because it was a little bit confusing when we first started. I think we discussed at one point, like how do we know as a potential customer, do I need 2 movers, 3 movers, or 4 movers? And I think that, so this helps, but so I like what this is doing, but I think that these 2 tables could really use a little bit more. Like, I wish this text was up above it and so that this was full width, or maybe there were images on the page would help too, to like get my mind into what you're talking about. Because I'm not reading these as individual bullets. They kind of mush together, and then this has weird spacing, and so I don't read it. It doesn't feel like something I want to read. So I think we should explore how to pull this out and open it up more, these two sidebar text areas, digest them a little bit more so when a customer reads them, they understand it at a glance. Otherwise, I can see that you're saying, okay, like, so these types of moves, you would want this many movers, this type of move, you want this many movers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is helpful. So like, here's hours, here's how many hours, pricing. But if I need more guidance through it because right now it feels like too much work. So yeah, and then this isn't full width like the rest of the pages. It's just kind of here for some reason. So I think this needs to be fixed so it looks uniform on all pages. And then call to action, which I added during one of our SEO pushes. So that's good. So as you've noticed on each page, there's a call to action, which is awesome. So here we cleaned this page up as well. I fixed up your form because the form was really messy when we first started working with it. Got the map out here, which is good, and your address again, address as many times as possible. Your phone number's up here. I think it could probably be in here too, just to be redundant, because the easier it is, the better. Because especially we say we are best reached by phone, and then the phone number's up here or way down here. I know to you and me, we are familiar with the site, so that seems like, well, it's so easy, it's just right there. But to somebody who's just skimming, they're going to say like, well, where's the phone number? And their eyes are going to stay in the white. So I think let's add your phone number here. But otherwise, this isn't too bad. I would love to have something like request a free quote on here as well, just to like, I mean, that's such a nice low barrier to entry, and that's something that people probably want. They're stressing about their move already, so if they request a free quote and you come out and you meet them and they get who you are and the feeling that you bring to Big Lake Movers, that will help even more, as opposed to just a contact form. So I think we want a little bit more on this page. I think a request a free quote would be really awesome, but we need to talk about how that could work. So I know you don't really like email, and that would have to be an email thing so that you could kind of backlog them and schedule them out yourself. I don't know. I just want to say that this, your phone number is underlined on my screen and it's blue on my screen. It's not on anyone else's screens. It's just on mine because I have online phone service, so I could actually just click on it and call right now. So yeah, everywhere else it's white. See how this is blue on my screen? It's white on everyone else's screen. Okay, so 4 pages to the site, super petite. I think that we really want a blog. You know, I've talked about it before. The 2 things that I think your website is missing are pictures and a blog. Pictures because they start my mind into the right direction. I can't remember, it's like milliseconds to seconds as far as identifying with images versus words. The human mind just latches on to images right away. So having images of people moving happily would be fantastic. Images of a home would also be great, especially if we do like on the prices page, a home, maybe like a studio apartment, a bigger home, smaller apartment, something like that. Just so that like my brain is thinking, okay, like they do all kinds of homes, not just, I mean, I know you have them listed in text, but it's so much faster and so much better for personal identification if you have images, and for customers, I mean, we have seconds. We literally have, I think the average is 2 seconds currently for them to latch on and then stay on your website. If we start a blog, I would say maybe tips for a successful move, stay, and then the button, read more in our blog. And then below that, have 4 latest blog posts with their images. So we're adding images to the homepage as well. So the blog will help us with Google. It helps Google understand better what you are, what you do, that you have an authority in it, that the website's regularly kept up. And then it also provides an authority for potential movers. So if we do it right and we play our cards right, we actually can create a blog about moving ideas, how to pack, clever ways to pack, and get the right images in there as well, to where women who are on Pinterest and they're about to move, and so they're looking for moving ideas, might pin your post to Pinterest. That would be the gold standard. That's the goal. Is to not just have this blog be a blog here, but have it be so useful and so interesting and maybe even just a little bit different and clever that it's being shared to social media. So not just your social media, but to other social media. I've seen packing ideas like how to roll up your t-shirts into socks, and so then they are all held together, or how to use bundles of socks to pad your glasses or and dishes, or how to pack sheets in their own pillowcases. I mean, really simple stuff like that sounds kind of boring, except for that it's extremely shareable, and it still is helpful to people who are coming to your website with the idea that they're about to make a move. So that's the goal that I see for the site. I think that there's some opportunities here for just generally editing and getting more text in, but we've done a lot with regards to SEO with what we have. There's very little left that I want to do with the design or with like adding to the workflow of the site. It's really the blog, I think, that is going to make a big difference. So that's what I've got for you. And if anyone that you know needs a free website analysis, of course, you get to go to greencupdesign.com and find out more.